It's a tit for tat in the build-up to the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson matchup after Mike Tyson gave the most perilous response to Jake Paul's training session. Jake Paul had earlier posted a funny video where he was seen giving Mike Tyson's training session a naughty and questionable look. Now it's turned out to be that Mike Tyson was having none of Jake Paul's gimmicks, as he has also given a very savage response to Jake Paul's training videos and sparring sessions. Let's see what he's got to say. The heat has been building up ahead of the much-anticipated fight between the legendary Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. The bout is scheduled to take place on July 20th, 2024 at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, USA. The prospects of Jake Paul, a YouTuber and internet celebrity who has evolved into a Disney Channel actor and now into professional boxing, facing an icon in the boxing game and a former heavyweight champion, has got many people talking. The commentary and punditry in the build-up to this showdown is fueled by many factors, majorly the fact that Mike Tyson is making a special comeback into the boxing ring against a much younger and fresher opponent than he is. It's been 19 years since Mike Tyson retired from professional boxing, having pulled the curtains on an illustrious career that saw him win numerous world titles, bowing out as undoubtedly one of the greatest of all time. While Jake Paul might be seen as a rookie in the boxing game as compared to Tyson, there is an over 30-year age gap between the two boxers, hence the fear that the fight would most likely not be evenly balanced. Mike Tyson will be 58 when both men face off on July 20th. While Jake Paul will be just 27 years old. Jake Paul is taking no passengers ahead of the fight, though, and he has quite expectedly not shied away from sharing footage of his training session with his fans, highlighting his heated preparations ahead of the much-anticipated boxing match. Even though the odds might seem to favor Paul ahead of July 20th, Mike Tyson doesn't seem to be fazed one bit. His experience, skill, and expertise in the boxing ring are his biggest strengths, and he will definitely be banking on them ahead of the fight. Tyson has also been training very hard in preparation for Paul. The 57-year-old veteran has upped the ante in his gym sessions, trying to get in shape for his first boxing match in years. To him, the training is as enjoyable as it can be. It's day one. The fun has just begun.
It's day one. The fun just begun.
Tyson's comments do definitely pass a message to Paul. His opponent, though less experienced, might be way more energetic and more ready to meet the physical demands and intensity of a boxing match of this level. But Mike Tyson has come off as a man who fears no one. He's been in the ring with some of the biggest and fiercest boxing athletes of the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s era, facing the likes of Muhammad Ali, Frank Bruno, Bruce Seldon, amongst others, and according to him, this is another opportunity to test himself against the stars of this younger generation. Tyson retired in 2005 with an outstanding record of 50 wins and 6 losses in 58 matches, with 2 being no contests. He returned to the ring in 2020 when he went up against Roy Jones Jr. in a game that ended in a draw, though many believed he should clearly have been announced as winner. Now he's set to return again in this very much anticipated game. There might be no belt or titles on the line, but there's definitely a lot on the line. Pride is on the line, and the status of one of the most reputable boxing fighters of all time is definitely on the line. And as he prepares to make the world of boxing proud, like he did for nearly 3 decades, he has started firing his shots from the build-up. Tyson saw Jake Paul's training video, and in the fashion of a sarcastic analyst, he analyzed, ridiculed, and criticized his training. The baddest man on the planet showed little respect for Jake Paul, as he compared him to a kid who knows nothing about what he's doing. Mike Tyson, despite his age, expected more from Jake Paul, and asked what exactly he was doing in his training. Whether he was shooting a comedy video or he was just playing around, Tyson seemed to question. "What are you doing, kid? A comedy show or preparing to fight me?" Mike Tyson's ridiculous comments could be true when one considers the weight differences between both fighters. Mike Tyson has always fought as a heavyweight boxer, while Jake Paul would only be working towards hitting the heavyweight division bodyweight when he takes on Mike Tyson. More than their ages, one factor people seem very decisive in this matchup is their weight difference, and this factor is definitely in Tyson's favor. Tyson continued and questioned Jake if he used the same techniques to knock out Ryan Borland. Just before the announcement of the matchup on July 20th between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, the last opponent Jake Paul defeated was Ryan Borland. Since losing to Tommy Fury, Jake Paul has heeded the correction of many supporters, analysts, and professionals who feel his boxing career was insignificant as he kept avoiding fights with real boxers. However, he has responded to the comments of his doubters with back-to-back knockouts in the first round. Knowing the outcome of his recent fights, Mike Tyson wasn't hesitant to disregard his victories against the real boxers. Tyson said, "Are you training for me or for those guys you knocked out in the first round?" "This is Mike Tyson you're facing, son. This is the baddest man on the planet. You don't do this when you fight an iron." Mike Tyson seemed to redo an introduction to Jake Paul, making him know how much more he needed to do to stand a chance against him. Mike then told Jake Paul to go hear what Spinks had to say about him. "Spinks has some words for you, son. You need to hear him out." The match between Tyson was billed as once and for all. This was a fight between two undefeated fighters, each with a legitimate claim to the heavyweight championship of the world. The winner would have sole possession of the title. Spinks became the first reigning light heavyweight champion to win a heavyweight championship when he defeated Larry Holmes for the IBF heavyweight title in 1985. Spinks was stripped of the IBF title in 1987 for refusing to fight the #1 contender, Tony Tucker. Tyson entered the fight as the holder of all three major sanctioning body titles. He was the WBC, WBA, and IBF heavyweight champion. Spinks entered the fight without an alphabet title, but he was regarded as the lineal world heavyweight champion, as he had beaten Larry Holmes for the title and did not lose it in the ring. Tyson, who had a record of 34-0 with 30 knockout, was 7-0 in world title fights with 5 knockouts. Spinks, on the other hand, had a record of 31-0 with 21 knockouts and 14-0 in world title fights with 9 knockouts. Spinks, 16 days short of his 32nd birthday, had not fought in 12 months, which was the longest layoff of his career. At 212.5 pounds, Spinks was fighting at the heaviest weight of his career. Spinks entered the ring as a 4-1 underdog. And Mike Tyson, 3 days short of his 22nd birthday, produced what is widely regarded as the best performance of his career. 1 month after the fight, Spinks announced his retirement. The one and only round of the fight was named the 1988 Round of the Year by The Ring magazine. Tyson earned $22 million, the biggest purse ever paid to a boxer at that time, and Spinks received $13.5 million easily. Mike Tyson sent Michael Spinks into retirement, and the match is still dubbed as Mike Tyson's best performance in history. Tyson attacked Spinks from the opening bell, landing a solid left hook in the first 10 seconds and forcing Spinks to cover up. Spinks clinched and was driven back to the ropes by another Tyson attack. He moved off the ropes, but Tyson trapped him again. A left uppercut and a right hand to the body forced Spinks to take a knee after a minute, which marked the second time Spinks had been knocked down in his professional career since a controversial ruled knockdown against Dwight Muhammad Qawi during the 8th round of their 1983 encounter. Spinks took a count of 4 before rising. As the two men moved towards each other, Tyson turned away from Spinks' right hand and responded with a left-right combination to the head, which put Spinks down again. This time he was unable to rise, and referee Frank Cappuccino counted him out. The fight was over after 91 seconds, presently the 6th shortest heavyweight title fight in history. Just 10 punches were landed, 8 by Tyson, 2 by Spinks. Tyson wouldn't call Spinks without giving some praises to himself for his epic performance against such a strong opponent in a world title fight. "I am definitely one of the greatest that has ever lived, been in the ring with the very best, defeated the very best, knocked down the very best. You should do better when you face me." Mike wasn't aiming his shots at Jake Paul alone. He also had his trainer in mind. Mike seemed to find Jake's trainer incapable of training him to a victorious bout, and he went further to use that as a topic of ridicule.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Who's training you, son? I was thinking I'd see Evander or Douglas there. Well, Jake Paul's coach is Benjamin Flores. Benjamin B.J. Flores is an American former professional boxer and a current boxing trainer. He challenged once for the WBC Cruiserweight World title in 2016 and twice for interim world titles at Cruiserweight and Heavyweight. With Flores's profile, one might think Tyson has a point. Flores had a decent boxing career but never became a world champion. However, Benjamin Flores has coached Paul to his major victories in boxing, and he's set to do so again. To Tyson, nevertheless, only those who have defeated him know what it takes to defeat him, and he mentioned Evander and Douglas. In the match against Holyfield, Tyson tried all techniques, but saw his efforts rendered futile by his smart opponent. Tyson came out fast and sent Holyfield reeling with his first solid punch. Holyfield, who had studied Tyson's style intensively, later explained that Tyson dipped to his left, from which position he usually loaded up a left hook, but on this occasion surprised Holyfield by firing a right cross. Holyfield tied Tyson up and revealed the first surprise of the fight, his superior strength, as he pushed Tyson backwards. Tyson would never seriously hurt Holyfield for the remainder of the fight. Holyfield defended effectively for the rest of round 1 and hammered Tyson with several counterpunches. After the end of the round, Tyson threw a punch after the bell. An unintimidated Holyfield retaliated. In the second, Holyfield drove Tyson into the ropes and stung him with a hard combination, and his strategy for the match became clear. As Tyson mainly threw one punch at a time, Holyfield blocked the first attack, then used his strength to clinch and shoved Tyson backwards. Keeping Tyson on the back foot minimized his power and affected his balance, and gave Holyfield the opportunity to come forward and score with combinations to the head. As the rounds passed, Tyson was unable to adjust and found himself being thoroughly outboxed. In the 5th round, Tyson landed a fierce combination, his best of the match, and Holyfield did not stagger. In the 6th round, Tyson was cut by a headbutt from Holyfield that Halpern judged to be accidental. Then, as the round progressed, Holyfield caught Tyson with a left that dropped him to the canvas. This was the first time Tyson had been knocked down since his lone defeat, and Holyfield continued parrying Tyson's charges and catching him with punches to the head. With 15 seconds left in the 7th round, Tyson lunged at Holyfield as Holyfield came forward, resulting in a hard clash of heads. Tyson cried out in pain and his knees buckled, but again the referee judged the headbutt to be unintentional. Tyson was examined by the ring doctor and tied Holyfield up for the rest of the round. During the next 2 rounds, Tyson continued missing wild punches and absorbing counterpunches from Holyfield. At the end of the 10th round, a punch from Holyfield sent Tyson staggering across the ring. Holyfield chased him into the ropes and landed a series of devastating blows. By the sound of the bell, Tyson was out on his feet and defenseless, but his corner allowed him out for the 11th. Holyfield quickly landed another brutal extended combination, sending Tyson back into the ropes. Halpern had seen enough, and he stopped the fight, giving Holyfield one of the most famous upset victories in the history of boxing. Holyfield also became the first person since Muhammad Ali to win a heavyweight championship belt 3 times. Although, unlike Ali, Holyfield's 3rd championship win had not been for the lineal heavyweight title, which was at that time held by George Foreman. At the post-fight press conference, Tyson addressed Holyfield. "Thank you very much. I have the greatest respect for you." Holyfield must have done so much to earn Tyson's respect in the past and still earn it in the present. Another person Mike advised Jake Paul to get as a trainer was Buster Douglas. And here's the reason why. The match in 1990, Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas, was a historic professional boxing match that took place at the Tokyo Dome on February 11, 1990. The stakes were high, with the WBA, WBC, IBF, and the ring heavyweight titles on the line. Let's delve into the fascinating details of this legendary bout. The odds were stacked against Douglas, who entered the ring as a 42-1 underdog. Most experts considered this fight a mere warm-up for Tyson, anticipating a swift victory before he faced then-undefeated contender Evander Holyfield. However, fate had other plans. In a stunning turn of events, Buster Douglas delivered a 10th-round knockout, toppling the seemingly invincible Mike Tyson. This unexpected victory is widely regarded as the biggest upset in boxing history. The world watched in awe as Douglas defied the odds, forever etching his name in sports lore. Despite personal setbacks leading up to the fight, including the recent loss of his mother and his own health challenges, Douglas rose to the occasion. The Tokyo Dome witnessed a moment that transcended the sport, a triumph of determination, resilience, and sheer will. As the final bell rang, the boxing landscape shifted, and the mystique of Iron Mike was shattered. The white pit bull named Duran met his match in the beagle named Shakespeare, and the world learned that in the ring, anything can happen. Tyson's energy and enthusiasm ahead of the match seemed palpable, and he looks ready for the game, but does he still send shivers down the spine of his competitors? The way Jake Paul has carried himself in the build-up to the showdown doesn't suggest the affirmative. Paul confirms Tyson's status as one of the greatest boxers of all time and pays him his due respect, but he is in no way fidgeting ahead of the challenge as he backs himself to go all the way against the most vicious knockout artist ever. He's the greatest heavyweight of all time, the most vicious knockout artist ever. But I'm younger, I'm faster, and I'm going to be working my ass off to get stronger. A member of my team sent me this video that Mike's coach put up 2 weeks ago and asked me if I'm sure that I want to do this. Yes I do. Heavyweight, Paul said on social media platform X in reaction to training footage of Mike Tyson in preparation for the July 20th showdown. Paul's comments go further to confirm the issues raised by fans and commentators ahead of the match. He has been tipped to use his speed, strength, and freshness against Tyson, who is almost clocking 60 years of age. Experience versus youth. Somewhat unprecedented and a kind of match that usually happens once in decades. Two different generations with generations in between going head-to-head. Before we go, let's take a look at what Jake Paul's workout routine looks like.
10 seconds, 10 seconds, yeah. Keep going, yeah. Yeah, hardest working man in showbiz, let's go. The hardest working man in showbiz, let's go.
Jake Paul has been an incredible athlete since high school, and he used to wrestle and work out in the gym when he was younger. Before he learned how to box, he used to work out at the gym and perform a lot of cardio. As of today, he is a big fan of boxing, and he has stated that he is a better boxer than his brother, Logan Paul. Jake Paul's workout regimen consists of doing a lot of boxing, weight training, core, and cardio exercises. His cardio routine features long run, sprint run, jump rope, and many more routines. He normally hits the jump rope for 15 minutes before he hits his cardio routine. When it comes to weight training, he likes to focus on exercises such as deep squat, dumbbell thrusters, and bench press. Also, his core routine consists of doing a lot of exercises, such as leg raises, crunches, hanging leg raises, ball throws, scissors kicks, and medicine ball crunches. However, when it comes to boxing, Jake Paul likes to finish his workouts with an awesome boxing session, and the boxing session contains sparring, working on footwork, learning new moves and combos. He trains this boxing routine for about 5 days a week. To reinforce the impact of his exercises, Jake Paul has a diet that is well-balanced and clean. Paul likes to eat salmon, chickens, almonds, eggs, and oats. He drinks a lot of water to stay in his best shape, and he tries to consume around 2,500 to 3,000 calories each day. His breakfasts are mainly oatmeal and fruits. He also has protein shakes as his main snack. When it's time for lunch, his main options are salmon and vegetables. And then for dinner, he takes chicken and salad. This is a typical instance of what Jake Paul's daily diet looks like. Well, he wouldn't have such diets without supplements. His main supplements are protein shake, pre-workout, BCAA, and multivitamin. And that's all for Jake. Jake and Tyson are doing so much to ensure supporters begin their salivation from the very build-up. On July 20th, the meal comes in its fullness. You can hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay updated with the latest news in the world of boxing. Until next time, peace out.